You ever feel like you are doing all the right things and still nothing seems to flow? As though no matter how hard you try, life remains tight, resistant, unmoved. And perhaps that is where we begin to misunderstand the game. Because life is not always blocked because you are failing. Sometimes life feels blocked because you are moving against deeper patterns, against laws that are not written by people but woven into the nature of things. The unseen laws are patterns of energy, intention, integrity, timing. You do not have to believe in them for them to shape your life. You only have to live out of alignment with them, and eventually you will feel the friction. The first is the law of reciprocity. What you send out returns. Not always instantly, not always in the form you expect, but it returns. If you move through life full of silent judgment, you may find yourself surrounded by people who judge. If you live in bitterness, you will keep tasting its fruit. But when you begin offering grace, real grace, it has a strange way of finding its way back to you. Energy is never wasted. It is planted, and whatever is planted grows. Then there is the law of authority. You see, life responds differently to the person who knows who they are. When you are disconnected from your own worth, the world often feels louder than you, heavier than you, more powerful than you. But the moment you begin to stand inside your own story, without apology, without shrinking, something changes. Even before you speak, your energy speaks. Authority does not come by force. It comes from identity. If you do not own your space, something else will try to occupy it. Then there is the law of resonance. You do not attract what you say you want. You attract what you are in harmony with. So if certain patterns keep repeating, it may be worth asking, what part of me is still broadcasting this? You may say you want love, but if your body is still braced for betrayal, you may keep choosing people who confirm your fear. Not because life is cruel, but because your inner world is setting the tone. Your frequency speaks louder than your preferences, and as you heal, what you meet begins to change. Then there is the law of timing. Some things do not open because it is not yet time, not because you are forgotten, not because you are cursed, but because the soil is still being prepared. We suffer when we confuse delay with denial. We push, we force, we rush what should be ripened. But life is not moved by panic, it is moved by readiness. The roots grow before the fruit shows, always. Then there is the law of spiritual debt. Every shortcut has a shadow, every lie leaves an echo, every betrayal writes an invoice. You may get away with something in the visible world and still feel something quietly closing in the invisible one. Because not all consequences arrive in public. Some arrive as inner heaviness, as blocked doors, as loss of peace, and eventually what is unpaid must be answered through pain, through humility, or through growth. Then there is the law of access. Not everyone deserves entry into your sacred places. We often think boundaries are harsh, but boundaries are not punishment, they are protection. When you hand your tenderness, your truth, your wounds to people who have not earned the right to hold them, you do not become more free, you become more exposed. Some doors are meant to stay locked until trust has proven itself worthy. The sacred must be guarded. Then there is the law of sacred exchange. You cannot keep asking life for clarity, for peace, for abundance, without offering anything back. The universe is not a vending machine, it is relationship. You want wisdom, but do you make room for stillness? You want direction, but do you sit with yourself long enough to hear it? You want blessing, but what are you giving? Prayer, presence, honesty, service, effort. Sacred things begin to move when sacred effort is present. And finally, the law of hidden eyes. Even when no one is watching, something in life is still witnessing. Your choices matter in private. Your thoughts shape you in silence. Your integrity leaves a trace. There are doors that open, not because of strategy, but because of alignment. Because in some quiet moment, you chose truth over convenience. And the unseen noticed. These laws are not here to punish you. They are here to reveal where your life is flowing and where it is leaking. When we live against them, life begins to feel heavy. But when we come back into alignment, we stop fighting the current. And this is what becoming soul is really about. Not just healing, not just hope, but alignment. Not just saying spiritual words, but becoming someone whose life can hold them. So maybe the question is not, why is nothing working? Maybe the deeper question is, where have I been out of rhythm with what is real? Which unseen law have I been ignoring? And what might change if I began to live in reverence toward what cannot be seen, but can always be felt? Becoming soul is not about becoming someone else. It is about returning to who you have always been beneath the fear, the trauma, the pressure. You do not need to get it all right. You only need to keep showing up. You are safe to come home to your body. So breathe, keep building, keep going. You are not lost. You are not late. You are just in process. And the process is sacred. Because the roots grow before the fruit shows. You are not behind, you are not broken, you are becoming.